Oh my goodness, how the market has just been falling, hasn't it? We now are seeing SPY down to 634. Oh goodness. SPY has been falling like a rock, right? And so has a lot of the other stocks. I still own those 100 shares of SPY. Do I need to go ahead and sell those 100 shares of SPY before I lose it all, or what? Hello, my friends, this is Legend. So, as I stated, SPY is just falling, right? We were sitting up around $688 or so per share, and now, look at this. We are at $634 per share, and that's on SPY, that's the S&P 500. This red line right here, you can see, that is the 200-day moving average, and we did break below it, and we dropped. Now, what in the world could be going on? Well, we have the tension out in the Middle East, which of course is causing some of the market to have a little fear, and it also seems that the interest rates are not going to be dropping. They're going to stick around a little bit, and that too is causing the stocks here to drop. So a lot of the investors are indeed selling out, as they do not want to take the risk. So you're seeing the market here drop. So what do? Do I need to go ahead and get out of this? Because as you remember, I have my shares at $668. That's this white line right here. And we are now around $634. Do I need to go ahead and just get out of this? Because I'm looking at right now close to about a $34 drop in the price. And I imagine a lot of people would be getting quite scared if they saw their $688 stock drop down to $634. Well, I am not one of those people, and that is the honest truth. For SPY, I have no worry at all. Now, none of this is financial advice. And in my opinion, SPY will be moving back up. It may take some time, but it will. And that is just my opinion. But I use the history to show that. And as you can see, this is a 1-year chart where we do move up. And we have broke below that EMA 200 right here. And it looks like we're breaking it again now. And if we look at that 5-year chart, you can see we've come down and we've tested it here. We've tested it close to here, and we're nowhere near testing it currently. But that does not mean that we cannot be moving this thing all the way down to close to $517, right? It could come all the way down to here, and heck, it could continue dropping. But for me, SPY has always been my safe bet. So will I be selling my shares even though this thing is dropping? No, I will not. I am not selling SPY. I own those shares at $668 per share, and I will hold those. And if we get a pop-up, I can try to sell a call above $668 just to draw in some cash. I do not have to wait for the price of SPY to get above $668 before I can sell a call. And if I want to go far enough out, I could sell a call now and still probably earn some cash. And just to show you what I mean, let's take a look at the options chain. Now keep in mind, this is after hours and today was a red day. I prefer to sell those calls on a green day because that means it's moving up closer to that strike, and the premium will be a bit higher when you have those green days. But just for this example, and just to show you that you can go far enough out and still sell a call for a credit. So let's take a look at the options chain. And here we are on the options chain. And even if I went all the way out to say April 1st, let's just see if it's possible to actually earn any money even trying to sell a call above $668. I may or may not be able to make anything, but let's just open it up and see. All right, here we are on April the 1st, and I need to look at a 668, and that's a good ways away. And here we are, 668 right here. And look at this. I can still make some money. Now, it's only 24 bucks, okay? But you do have to understand the current price being 634 and me going out to April 1st and looking at the calendar right here, that is actually only 3 business days away. So I can make 20 some dollars for an April 1st strike. That's crazy. I would not think that you would be able to make anything personally off of selling a call for this coming Wednesday. So let's just see, what would it actually pay you if you went, say, 2 weeks out? Because we are a good ways away, right? Now this thing could pop on up and it can get right past our strike. You just never know. So that's why I never want to try to sell a call that would be less than my purchase price. So I would definitely try to sell that call above or at least at 668, right? Well, we know this April 1st will pay me close to about $24 credit for selling a 668 out to just Wednesday. And if we look at Thursday, because the market is closed on Friday for Good Friday, so if we look at April the 2nd, we can go all the way out to 668 right here, and that's going to pay about 40 bucks, okay? So what if we went ahead and just see what 2 weeks would pay us? And looking at our calendar right here, since today is the 27th, this is after hours, and this is on a red day. So if we go out 2 weeks, that would be the 3rd, and that would be April the 10th. So let's look at April 10th, and let's see what that premium would be for April 10th on SPY. So we're looking at the expiration dates right here. So we come right down to here, April 10th. We open it up, we scroll all the way down, and as you can see right there is the current price. That's the break between the in the money and the out of the money calls. Keep on sliding down to 668, and for a 2-week SPY call, I could have made $168 for 2 weeks. And this is with a stock price that is $34 under the price that I actually have purchased those shares at. Now, keep in mind, if the price of SPY actually got up past 668 by the end of those 2 weeks, yes, my shares could be called away. But as long as I sell them for at or above 668, then I will not lose price on those shares. Now, selling at 668, I'm not getting any price appreciation, but I still am earning that premium. And if I wanted, I can go for a 669 just so that I am just above my purchase price, and that's still going to pay me about $1.52. Times 100 shares, that's $152 for 2 weeks. And this is, like I said, with a price of SPY about $34 less than what I actually own those shares for. Even that far away, I can always move my expiration date out so that I can get that strike price out past my purchase price and still make money. Now, just for fun, let's see what it would be if I shot it out for about 4 weeks. Okay, so that's roughly about a month. All right, so let's count out 4 weeks from here. So that's going to be the 3rd. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try for April the 24th. All right, so we looked at April 10th here. So let's move it out 2 more weeks. That's a total of 4 weeks out. April the 24th. We can open that up, slide right on down. There's the break, and go down to 668 or 669, whichever one we were looking for. And look at this. I can make $400 to $426 for 1 month for selling a call. And if it did get to that price, I would not lose money on my share price. and I make this premium. That is some good money. Now, on the other side of that, of course, if that thing does go all the way back up and say in a month, this thing is back up to 688 or 690, yes, of course, you are losing that potential difference between what you sold them at, because you have a contract and you're saying that you're going to sell your shares at that 668 or at 669, and for that contract, they're going to pay you. But if it does close above that strike, then yes, you have to sell those shares at that price no matter what or how high SPY goes. But you do have to ask yourself, do you want to play the what if SPY goes back up? Or do you want to play more of the guaranteed cash coming into your pocket by selling that call and earning $400 for a month? One of them is potential, but this one here, $400, that's guaranteed. If that goes through and you make $400 for selling a call on SPY at 669 and you own them at 668, you cannot lose. You make $400 if it does close above that price. But as I said, you could lose on the potential if it moved past, if you let them go at 669. But who's to say that you can't roll it, right? You can always roll your options, meaning you buy back the one that you sold and you sell another one that is further out in expiration and up in the strike. Now, of course, you won't make as much in premium for doing that, but you can earn more in that price appreciation, assuming it closes above that price. So it is a game and it is a decision that you would have to make. But rather than just sitting on those shares at 668 and watching SPY here drop, I could actually sell a call on the 100 shares I do own at 669 for a month out and make about $400. So I can make money even though SPY is dropping and is under my purchase price. Think about that. Try to do that with anything else. If you buy shares at a certain price, you can't do anything with those, because if you sell them under that price, you're going to lose money. So you would have to sit and wait for that price to go back up above your purchase before you could actually sell them for a profit. Now, as I said, I am not worried about SPY. I'm not worried about the price of it at all. I really honestly believe that it will return and it will move back up. How far will it go down? Nobody knows. But over time, SPY moves up and to the right, but that does not mean that we do not have times where it does come down. And one thing to also keep in mind is whenever it does do these drops, it could be a very good time to buy into those long-term, long-hold ETFs. And the one that I like to buy whenever it's down is VOO. It's just like the SPY. It's a little cheaper and it just mimics the SPY. And we can look at that right here. And there you go. So you can buy VOO while it's down. And as you can see, it actually just did an ex-dividend date today. So if you own shares of VOO before today, you will earn $1.87 per share. And I do have some shares of VOO, so I will earn that dividend. As you can see, I own about 68 shares right here of VOO. But while it's down, you can always purchase more shares, because just like SPY, VOO will also move up and to the right, in my opinion. None of this is financial advice. So I think that's a pretty good idea of what to do. And I will be looking to do something very similar to what I just talked about next week. So if you'd like to get notified whenever I do make purchases and when I do sell calls or sell my puts, come on over, join the Discord, where I do notify my members when I do make those purchases. as I do try to keep them updated on my positions. And if you'd like to join the Discord, that link will be in the pinned comments and in the description below. We'd love to have you. And also for joining, you would get access to my high yield stock tracker sheet along with my options trading chart, which I will be updating this weekend. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, as it would be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.